Hey y'all, I'm Chancellor, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Perfect Chaos, where I'm waking up one soul at a time. So, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the vibrational scale. A friend of mine came to me yesterday, and she was asking about certain things raise your vibration and how to let go of things or, stored emotions, things like that. So, you ask, and I'll give. That's how it is. Drinking my lemon water. Hot lemon water. It's amazing. It's not sour that way. Just sour doesn't bother me. But just saying. So, um, I'm gonna talk about like what different foods and different things. So, high vibrational things would be like fresh fruits. Small little pen. Fresh vegetables, nuts, whole grain bread, brown rice, seeds, raw honey, and olive oil. Those are really high. So now, with that being said, you move up and down this chart all day long in every moment. So eating high vibrational foods will put you up here in the 400s and up. But let's say you're listening to someone gossip. They say gossip dies when it hits a wise man's ears. So you're up here eating some stuff and you're listening, not commenting on some gossip or something. You're really down here in neutrality, which is about 250. Now, if you're playing into it and they're talking about somebody, it's going to drop you down here around 100 to even 30 to even 20. That fast. Don't participate in gossip. That's what it does. There's no point in it. Like I said, it's other people's journeys. It's none of your business. So why are you talking about somebody? When people are talking about somebody, it is really just a reflection of themselves. And if you look deep down in it, be honest with yourself, it is. Most people don't want to hear that, but it is. Because your thoughts are a reflection of your reality and the people you attract to you. Your vibration, remember, there's certain vibrations that you can only live in the vibration you are thereof. So keep that in mind. Same thing with like Facebook, which is one of the worst things. Looking at Facebook, it goes up and down, 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 which then is going to drain you. You don't realize it. People spend hours a day on Facebook. Why? Most of the reason is because they don't want to deal with what's in their own life. They have to go out into somebody else's life to see what's going on because they want to deal with their own. See how that works? Yeah. So, like green tea resonates up here like 450. Let's see. And we're going to go through these again. So, down here at the bottom, that's where kind of like the chakras line up through here. Shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear. So if you're watching a scary movie, it's going to bring it right down here to the 100s. Kind of like lusting or desiring or wanting somebody is going to be right here 125. There's nothing wrong with wanting or desiring. Nothing. But if you're desiring to be more loving, see how that works? Just like that. So, and also I want to talk about, because I had a couple of people come to me yesterday talking about like my best friend's mom thinks because that I do Reiki that I'm the devil and do witchcraft. Hilarious. So, number one, Jesus did healing, laying hands, all those kind of things, which is Reiki. So because Jesus did it, it's okay. But because I'm doing it, I'm a witch or loving the devil. Now, I want to read this little excerpt real quick. Same thing with my friend that came to me yesterday. She was like, I'm a real Christian, and it's just kind of hard for me, and I watch her videos and stuff like that. At least she watches them, because this other person doesn't watch my videos. So a lot of people come to me and be like, what is your channel doing all this, and you're talking about this, and you're the witch, and you're talking about the devil, or you're talking about Scientology. Do you watch my videos? They're like, no. Really? So how do you know what I'm doing? You don't. You're just assuming. People fear what they don't know. It's ignorance is what it is. Educate yourself before you speak on anything. Otherwise, keep your mouth shut. Because until you learn, that's just how it's going to be. You just can't be doing that. So, this is what I do every day. Educate myself so I can educate others. So remember I was telling you about the Emerald Tablets. Amazing book. This book is like $12 or something, $11 on Amazon. They even have some copies that are $2. I like this one by Doreal, because it gives you the translation of the Emerald Tablets on this side, and his translation of the tablets on this side. So it's pretty neat. So I'm reading an excerpt from something that he says that is translated from the Emerald Tablets, which goes along with what I'm talking about. He states that knowledge is called magic by the ignorant, and tells them not to be afraid for all manifestations of law. Everyone has the force if he knows how to use it, but few have the knowledge. Those who fear the unknown make that fear a living thing. All fears of mankind have their source in the Dark Lords. Conquer fear and be free. Man makes himself according to his thought, a being of light or one of darkness. So, with that said, what it's saying is, if you're assuming that what I'm teaching is devil's work, if you're assuming that's what I'm doing is devil's work because you don't know and you don't watch my videos, then that's where you live, is in darkness. So you see how that works? I live in light, in the path of light, teaching, helping, educating others to get closer to God, the source, the one, the creator, whichever one you want to call it. Same thing with my friend that came yesterday. She was like, oh, I'm Christian, I don't do this and this, and again, she's like, well, do you believe in God? I was like, no, I know there's God. There's a difference. So, all those religions, just like I explained to her, like your little soul is down here, it's like a little fingernail. That's like how big your soul is. And this little avatar incarnation that you're in right now. You have many parts of you everywhere else. And I tell people you don't have to pave your way to heaven because you're already there. You don't have to go nowhere. You're already there. You're here to learn. You're here to love. You're here to have fun. That's it. How you walk it is how you walk it. Getting caught on the karma wheel, that's your thing too. And I teach how, in other videos, how to break the karma wheel. And I'll talk about it in a second. But when someone's telling you that, or like they tell me, oh, you're doing the devil's work, or you're doing this and this, that's because, again, you are a reflection. Your thoughts are a reflection of your reality. So when someone's telling you that, they live in that dark place, not you. Don't worry about it. And when I tell people about this, you have to live by example. You can't push this into anybody's head. Granted, when you're born, you're enlightened. It's all the entrainment and things you get taught that bring you down and back up. So, She was asking me about alcohol. Number one, if you drink, it's not going to kill you. She asked me, should I drink? I said no. Let me tell you why. So, most people that do drink, I'm not saying all, because I've been there drinking and partying just like the rest of them. So I could talk about all these things. And I will from time to time have a glass of wine. Don't want it, but if I'm with somebody, I will have one. Knocks you way down. And when your vibration is way up, and you do drink that stuff, and you feel how it knocks you down, you understand. You don't want to do it no more. But, okay, let's say you're drinking because you're down here, you're sad, in the grief and apathy, or you're feeling guilty about something. So you're drinking, and then when drinking, you get that liquid courage. So it just kind of brings you up a little bit. And then you may start thinking about that person, which desire, which your vibration is going up a little bit. And then it may make you a little bit angry. But then you pass that, and then you go up to where you just really don't care, to neutrality. And then you're like, okay, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. Or whatever the situation was. So you're bouncing up here to 400. And then you start feeling love and then enjoying peace. You get really high up here on alcohol. What happens after all that when you go too far? And you're hugging the toilet or whatever. You just feel terrible the next day. You feel this guilt and shame. Brings you right back down. A lot of things bring you up real fast and bring you right back down. So remember that. But, so, okay, where I was going with that. Yeah, so just how alcohol is. You can do what you want to. Things go up and down. You're going to move up and down. Think of this like your credit score of life, but it's much easier to raise up than your credit score is. But, so yeah. Remember, what I tell people is you have to live by example. You can't push this in anybody's head. You start talking about vibrations and how you vibrate on this scale, or want to talk about time, how it's time's all now. It's all existing right now. So you sell that to somebody, they're going to think you're insane or whatever. So what I tell people is live by example. When you do that, people see how great you're living, how happy you are, how it's just your energy and how high it is. And it's just going to, you have no choice. When they're inside of your energy and you're a high vibration like that, they have no choice but to raise their vibration. So remember that. It's going to raise up there anyway. So, with all that said, it's just educate yourself before you speak on anything. And to the people that don't watch my videos, they don't know this religion, well, watch my videos and you'll see. But a lot of people don't know because they just maybe watch a couple of them, or I'm not talking about the same things all the time. I just touch base on things and I'm going to go back in more detail on things later. Or when people ask me to make a video like I am today. She was also talking about things like forgiveness, which is all time stored emotion. And what I said about energy emotion is emotion. So when you have stored energy inside of your body, and she's like, well, I forgave them and blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, her mom will call her out. She's like, you didn't forgive them. Mama's will call you out. But, and she didn't. In all reality, she said that she did. Saying it's one thing, doing it and believing it is another. So, and I told her an easy way to do it, like either through Ho'oponopono, which is think of the person, situation, what have you, and say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And just keep saying that over and over again. Or, like I told her to do, you could also, because everything you do is a soul contractual agreement that you make before you incarnate here. So when you're in that said, so you come into this situation in your life, and she's talking about, well, I just really hate this person, and blah, 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 my family, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, number one, what did you learn? Because that's what you're here to do, is learn. What did you learn? And if you're not forgiving whoever this person is or whatever the situation is, go back to it. However far back it may be, go back to it. Live in that situation, but this time, step yourself out of it. Because people, what they do is they bring stored emotions into everything that they do, every situation they do, which makes their personality and everything. One little incident that they carry on with the mood, and then it just for a little bit longer, it just becomes a personality trait. That's what it does. And you don't even know what you're angry about anymore, or you may do, but it becomes who you are. So think about how many stored emotions you're carrying around with you. And you wonder why you are the way you are, why you attract what you do, or why you're attracting the same relationships over and over again. Because it's just a reflection of you. And you're like, oh, that's a bunch of BS. Really? Look inside of yourself, and at some point or some emotion, you agreed that this is who you are. This is all that you're worthy of getting. So yeah, go back a little bit. So now, when you go back to that situation, live in that situation, remember all the events, and play it in, step outside of it, and then view it. See what's going on in there. And then she was asking, well, she's like, what sort of emotions? Like, why do people all said, well, everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. Remember the 3 C's. First, you have to make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. So, with that said, everything's a choice. Now, people are like, oh, my childhood was this, and I had to deal with this, and I had to deal with this. Every day wasn't bad. Don't care what you say. Every single moment and every single day of your life was not bad. You chose to bring the bad with you. And she was like, well, why do people do that? You know, it's a great question. Why do people do that? People, it's like you can make yourself suffer more than anybody else can. It's like self-torture is what it is. But again, it's a choice. You decided to bring that bad event or that bad situation or whatever it was with you instead of bringing the good out of what happened in that day or in that same situation. Or what did you learn from it? Because when you learn from it, it releases just like that, gone. When you don't learn from it, you're going to keep doing it over and over again. And it's going to get harder every time. Maybe with the same people, usually every single time. That's why I was talking about what deja vu is. When people have deja vu, like, oh, I've seen this, I've heard this, because you did. You're repeating it again. Whether it was 4 lives ago, or you're still doing it 6 lives over. So, and I also told her, like, before you incarnate here, you have these soul contractual agreements with people. That's what I was saying earlier about, think about this before you jump. So, before you incarnate here, you make all these, you have your soul group, which consists like 13 to 30 people, depending. And sometimes you have soul tribes, or something that you, neighboring soul groups that you make agreements with. But you agreed, like, okay, you're going to play this part. You're going to be the mom this time. You're going to be the dad. You're going to be the son. And we're going to do this way. So you can learn in a situation. So before you get all bent out of shape and all upset and drop your vibration down here, remember, you wrote this. You asked this person to do this for you. So who you got to be mad at? Yourself. So, with that said, this is how I told her too. I can release this because you have soul contractual agreements. Write it out. Get a piece of paper. Write it out. If it's not working for you, you can't let it go, you can't shake it, then hey, you just say, you can do this in your head and be like, well, I can't do this anymore. So I just want to release this, let it go, act like you're ripping a contract up in your head, whatever, and release it. Say, I'm sorry, I love you, this is not working out. I'm erasing it. You can erase it because you wrote it. So what she's going to, and it's another way you can do it, just a great way, is you get a piece of paper, write it out like you're writing out a soul contractual agreement. with this person or situation, whatever it may be. Or if you don't know their name, doesn't matter. Write it out. Write out the whole thing. Tell them, I'm sorry. I love you. Do the whole Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you for trying to do this with me. I love you. That's simple. So when you're saying I'm sorry is you're saying I'm sorry. You're apologizing to them or apologizing to yourself or to them and saying, please forgive me for this whole situation, whatever. Thank them for trying and love them for everything they did. So in doing that, write your contract out. Write it all out, the whole situation, what was going on. And so then again, too, doing this, you're reliving it, you're viewing it as an outside, not bringing this emotion into it. Because when you have an emotion, you're bringing it into something, you only see it in a tunnel, in one way. Step back from it. So write it out. Say it's finished. I don't want to do this anymore. Do the whole Ho'oponopono thing in there and just sign it. Then fold it up, whatever you want to do. Rip it up. Burn it. And release it. Write up like you're an attorney. Write up a whole contract thing and say blah, 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 blah. And this is going to break and whatever. However you want to do it. Use your imagination. Be creative. Do it. Release it. Let it go. As it's burning, you're letting it go. And instantly, when it's done, you will feel a change in your body that fast. People always tell me like, oh, is it this easy? And this can't be this easy to do this. And this, it is that easy. We'll go back to the alcohol thing, drinking and everything. She was like, well, I really love my vodka. And I was like, girl, I used to too. But think about this. When you first tried alcohol, it didn't taste good, did it? Tasted terrible. Choked you, whatever. You entrain. You teach yourself to like it. So you have to teach yourself to be back in its natural state, which you naturally are up here in 700s. That's your natural place. You're all loving. Happiness. Having fun. Childlike. That's what you are. Have fun. It's not that hard. So, let me see if there's anything else I want to read in here too before I go over there. And yes, I know I'm going over my video, and I'm just going to stop looking at the times. If you can't watch my video in enough time, pause it. When you come back, it'll still be in the same spot. That's the great thing about YouTube. It's amazing that way. But yeah, I think that is all I'm going to talk about right now. But let's see. Different foods, like I was saying. Think about eating with the colors, like things that you wear as well. White, naturally. White. Oh, these are my shirts. BTW. It says perfect chaos, global awakening. Are you awake? And then on the back it says life starts feeling like a blessing when you start living like it is. My YouTube channel. So these are my shirts. If anybody wants one, let me know. $22. And like I said, all the stuff that I sell, like my Black Obsidian, all those things, go for education that I take. And because a lot of these things cost money. And that's why I have my YouTube channel. It's so I could teach you for free. Because I don't believe that it should cost anything. Because it's your natural right to know all these things that I teach you. Everything. I don't believe you should have to charge for any of it. Like my Reiki that I do, I really don't charge much for it or anything at all. It's mostly people donation or they give me money because I'm either traveling or something. Because to me, you shouldn't be charged for any of it. But you know, people have bills and people have this stuff and whatever and blah, 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 blah. With that said, I want to talk about this. Money. So let's talk about this too. It's only as a group consciousness that money has any value. It's a piece of paper. Or maybe it's like a cloth or something, I think, really, but let's just say it's paper. It's only a piece of paper. We as a whole group, give that paper value. If everybody in the world said, no, I'm not using money no more, it wouldn't exist. It wouldn't even matter. It would be nothing but the paper that it is. So remember that. Things only have power if you give them power, or people as a group give them power. Because one day money's not even going to be here anymore. We're not going to need it because we didn't have it in the beginning either. People traded. They made things for each other. They did things. They helped each other without any expectation of what they're going to get out of it. That's why I tell people you have to be selfless when you do things. Don't do something expecting something out of it. It brings you way down here. Do it out of love and for love only, expecting nothing. Pops your vibration right there at 500 real fast. Real close to enlightenment. But just think about that. So little things like that. So, but anyway, with all that said, I'm going to cut this video. And if you have any questions, I got to tell people, call me. Oh, she also asked about meditation too, and I was talking about, which I did talk about yesterday. Meditating in the bed, no. Pick a designated spot. And also told her prayer, because she said, I pray in my closet. And so prayer and meditation are the same thing. It's a form of meditation. Why I think prayer has so much power is because it's a group praying for someone. That's why people are healed with prayer, because you're inside. Witchcraft? No, it's not. Okay, just making sure people know that real quick. I'd like to tell people there's no religion is wrong. What I teach is not a religion, because it was never supposed to be a religion. What Jesus was here teaching was never supposed to be a religion. They took it, used it for power, used it for money, and twisted it up, and don't even tell you everything that was in there. They don't talk about when Jesus was a kid, do they? I do. Other people that teach this do, because it's what it was. They pick and chose what they wanted to put in there so they can manipulate and control people. Don't fall into that. But like I said, if you go to church, there's nothing wrong with it. Go. Pray. It's a form of meditation. However you get there is how you get there. All religions are just like this little thing right here. A little facet of the whole truth, of the whole diamond. There's no wrong religion, so don't think there is. It's however you get there. What I'm teaching is in a whole. There's no religion to it. There's never supposed to be a religion. That's what I teach. So people ask me, well, are you a religion? No, I'm not a religion. Witchcraft is a religion, not a religion, okay? And the whole thing of witches, when people say that, go educate yourself, because witches are nothing but folklore, children's stories to scare people. That's how witches got their bad name. Witches were healers. They were the doctors. They were the medicine people before the medicine we have now, modern medicine. And I showed a book before that's Inner Temple of Witchcraft. You can look at that, get it on Amazon, read it. It'll tell you all about the history and everything, and then you won't think about witches the way that you do. It's all knowledge. And when you don't know, it's ignorance. Teach yourself. Learn. That's what I'm here to do, so people don't have to do all this work. But don't believe everything I say. Go look for yourself, and you'll see. Everything I teach is backed up by science. Backed up are these emerald tablets that I read, that Jesus went to the Great Pyramid to get initiated. So he's in here. This was written 36,000 years ago. Christianity was written 2,000. Okay? There you go. There's a little food for thought for you. Anyways, I love you all, and I'll see you soon. If you like this, like it. If you want me to make any more videos about anything, ask me, call me, message me. Doesn't matter. I'll answer you. All for free, too. Anyway, I love you all. See you soon.